And let's talk about Ava Max. Where is she? Girl, where are you? Where is Ava Max? Because one of the things that I think a lot of people are gagging over is the fact that she kind of just disappeared. She has a new album, Don't Press Play, coming out next week. And there's been no promotion. There's been no rollout. We don't know what's happening with her. And it's a mystery. So apparently something bizarre is going on now. Ava Max has seemingly vanished. Did you know that she has an album coming out? Um, and perhaps the only ones who did are the hardest of, they call her fans maxi pads. That is gross. And they said that it's the humorous name of 16 or so hard, not 16 or so hardcore Ava Max fans. First of all, the tab, y'all are shady for this post. This whole article, but we're gonna go through it because I saw Rolling Stone did an article, but I saw this one because they was messy. So they said the humorous name that 16 or so hardcore Ava Max fans keeping her subreddit alive, refer to themselves as. Even myself, a firm and foremost pop music fanatic, had pretty much no clue that Ava Max was about to release her third album. I didn't either until Robert, friend to the show, posted something and sent it to me yesterday. I'm like, Ava Max's new album coming out? I totally forgot. First of all, she released 2 songs. They were mid. They came and went like a wet fart. And I heard that they were removed from the record they said for unknown reasons or whatever, probably because they flopped and the songs weren't working. So they said, and if I, someone who very much stand a fair few of her songs in my time, and someone who attended a brunch with Ava to promote her second record, Diamonds and Dance Floors, in 2022, had no clue, then it's not looking good for the general public. Ava Max is about to drop her third album, the unfortunately titled Don't Click Play, and she's missing in action. She hadn't posted on social media since July 7th. She canceled the Don't Click Play tour 2 weeks after it was announced. So where the hell is Ava Max and why has she vanished mere days before her new album, Don't Click Play, comes out? That is a good question. It's like, where is Miss Farmers? So they said Ava Max, as you know, came onto the scene in the late 2010s with her breakout single "Sweet But Psycho," which is what turned me on to her. She had the little asymmetrical hairdo, which she has brought back, and you see it. She has the short hair on the side, and then the long length on the other side. And I did like the "Sweet But Psycho," so I was like, okay, it's a cute little pop ditty. And then she had this, her debut album came out. It was, semi-successful, where she had a couple of singles that she's a decent pop star. She's not that breakout girl. She's not like up there with all your other, like the Sabrinas and the Chapels and all these other girls. Like she's just, she comes out with something that's, oh, it's Ava. She's there. She pops up, hi, I'm over here. It's like, okay, how you doing, girl? Cute little bop, cute little song, but we don't know you. So yeah, so then she had Kings and Queens, My Head and My Heart. And I think also another thing that has been an issue that people have had with her or have used as a way of mocking her is the fact that they feel like all of her songs are sample heavy. Like a lot of her songs, when you listen to My Head and My Heart, na 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 na, hang all around the world, that's a sample. Kings and Queens, all of the queens, that's a sample. I don't know if Sweet But Psycho was a sample. I got to listen to that song again. I don't know if there's a sample. I got to check. But Diamonds and Dance Floors had some cute songs on it. I liked a lot of the dance tracks on there. Shout out to Circuit, but I really feel like Circuit should have pushed the hell out of her. Because if we just did a segment on the show where Circuit had all these hits, how come you couldn't conjure none up for this girl? And I know y'all was dating at one point. So was the pussy that bad that you couldn't give her a hit? Because if I'm working hard fucking a producer, you better give me your best of the best. And that's no shade. I'm just saying, like, all the big hits that you got stored away for the Gagas and the Rihannas or whoever you plan on working with, if I'm using this coochie for currency, and I'm not saying she is, but I'm just saying in general, if I'm putting up this pussy on, using it for currency, why you not giving me your strongest or biggest of bops? Why am I doing, why am I getting like your mid tracks? And don't get me wrong, I liked a lot of the songs on Diamonds and Dance Floors. I was in the gym working out to a lot of those songs, but I don't think it was resonating with the public. Because it said that the album was a bit of a flop and had two singles that have streams in the hundreds of millions. But this year, all three singles from quote Don't Click Play have a collective Spotify stream count of under 30 million. So someone went on the Twitter and posted by the name of Broiled Crawfish, said, "Is anyone even aware that Ava Max has tried to launch a new era 3 different times? She's so beyond the Kaya system. They had that girl in Alcatraz." um, I don't understand that whole thing. What the hell is a Kaya Asylum? Alcatraz. I know it's a play on Alcatraz. Um, is there something I'm missing? If it is, jump down and throw it in the trap in the comments. So then the people in the comments were saying over on the Twitter, they said they just need to stop constantly giving her samples because when people listen to her songs, they're just like, quote, I've already heard this 100 times before, and then move on. 29 and 2019, sorry, in 2020, Ava was truly peak. Somebody also put, well, they said parody account. Alcatraz LMFAO, please. Now, another person wanted to say, and she's not lacking at all in looks or talent, really just goes to show the power of flop marketing. Another person said, the girl is currently locked up in Azkaban. Another person said, I know you came up with Alcatraz and constructed the joke around it. And so, yeah, I don't get the whole Alcatraz, I guess. And then, so one person said this. They said she had a lot of potential back in 2018, but the truth is that she doesn't have the artistry, the drive, the personality, or the right team to be an A-list name. Everything about her is generic. She kept trying these feel-good anthems with DJs, and that's all she has to offer. And I do feel like, you know what, there may be some points to that because when you look at Ava Max looks like just your random, regular white chick. I mean, she's Albanian, which is why. So she's up there with like the Dula Peeps, but you want to say, is that an Albanian thing? Because Dula Peep don't have a personality either. She's a pretty girl with a nice voice. I like her deep voice and how it gets raspy at times, but she ain't got no personality either. And I think in this day and age, a lot of the kids want authenticity. They want to know like, can they relate to you in some sort of way? And you just sound like just some random chick that's just singing any cold generic dance pop track that anybody could sing. And I do agree, she doesn't stand out in that way. So I think that is one of the reasons why she's not resonating because, like this person said, she doesn't have the artistry, the drive, the personality, or the right team. And it's like, that all comes hand in hand. I think that's also the reason why Tyler is flopping. But some people be like, oh, y'all just hating on her because she pretty. Come to New York. Anywhere you turn your head, you're gonna see a pretty chick. So if y'all thinking that's the reason why people are hating on Tyler Big Head having ass, then you missing the plot. You missing the point. That's not the reason why people don't like her or have an issue with her. Ain't got shit to do with pretty. Because pretty girls are a dime a dozen, especially in this industry. So they said since the Kaya Asylum became a massive meme, you can always count on its transient residents, like Katy Perry and Dula Peep, being in there with its permanent resident since conception. Is that basically a meaning? I'm trying to understand when they're saying the Kaya Asylum. Is this because girls who are flopping, that's where y'all send them? So they said some of the Kaya Asylum's biggest jokes revolve around the eternal incarceration of Ava. This era has gone so badly. Some say she's gone to Alcatraz. Or is that like when you trying out a new era or something or another and it's flopping, kind of like what Katy Perry did with 143, and then you had Dula Peep with her era, Radical Optimism, which she's doing 4 days at the Garden. I don't know if she's gonna be able to sell all of them out. That I feel like that's a reach. Do the people have that many fans that she's gonna be able to do those many nights? I don't know. Well, we'll see when she gets here. So now they said also to have a major label out in a week. I mean, have a major label album out in a week and not be promoting it at all in over a week is truly mystifying. There are no TikToks, no Instagram posts. Before Rolling Stone acquired it, there wasn't even an announced track list. Even her fans are puzzled. She canceled her entire tour just 2 weeks after announcing the album, saying, pushing back my tour is the most difficult decision I've had to make. But when I perform for you, it has to be of a standard that I'm happy with, and it's just not there yet. And what is that? I've seen her perform. She's okay. Didn't one time when she was performing say she might throw a bottle in her head? A water bottle, I believe. And then she said, being on stage is my favorite thing in the world. In order to put on a show that you all deserve, I need more time. I promise you all it will be worth the wait. I love you all and can't wait to see you soon. I promise. And if you're going to come and do a whole live rollout, isn't that planned in advance? Like if y'all know the album is done, that y'all plan on conjuring and putting all this together, you just all of a sudden had this epiphany like, oh, I just need to take more time to put this tour together. Like if um Katy Perry could put together her recent tour, the Lifetimes tour, with scotch glue and scotch tape and wig glue, and still give and serve the children out here with her show, which I was impressed with, even though she was getting mocked as all, for all hell over on social media. Then I saw the show. I'm like, this shit was not as bad as everybody was trying to say on social media. It was actually a pretty fun show. And the messiness was what I guess was the show's charm. Her personality sold it, which is where it brings it back to Ava Max when we said she doesn't really have a personality. So yeah, they have also saying that Don't Click Play is like a bad title that you're giving to an album where you're basically scrapping for streams and no one knows that she has an album coming out, let alone that she's kind of been flying under the radar. And they feel that people will certainly not be clicking play, mindlessly following their orders without even knowing what's happening. So what is happening? Some people think that is this some guerrilla marketing? Like, is this sort of like her doing reverse psychology with saying, don't click play, which will get you interested. Let me click play. Let me click play. So it's like having to use your tongue. Click play. It's like a tongue twister. Let me click play on this whole situation and see what the music sounds like. So this is like some reverse psychology thing. But I don't think that Ava Max, the way her career has been rolling out for the past 3 albums, her first 2 albums had to be delayed because of song leaks. The album leaked online. They had to do a whole quick overhaul. So delays had to happen because of it. This album is coming out next week. No promotion, nothing. Cancel the tour. They're probably like, because Diamonds and Dance Floors didn't do all that well, she's probably trying to follow whatever it is that they want her to be doing in the studio. And they're not happy with the record. She's just not delivering. It's like, yeah, there's girls out here that are pretty, great voices, but if you don't have that complete package, if you don't have a personality, if you don't have all that extra, if you don't have that joie de vivre, that je ne sais quoi, if you don't have all of that goes with coming with being a singer, you're just some random chick that's just getting up there with a microphone, looking cute, singing little songs. That's why they have karaoke. But if you can't embody what it takes to be a pop star on the level of a Beyonce, a Lady Gaga, a Sabrina Carpenter, and all these other ones, those who actually have personalities, then maybe it's just best that you just quit the business because it's not for you, or go independent. But I don't even think her going independent would actually help her, because I don't even think she has a big enough fan base that would care enough to follow her as an independent artist. So, yeah, I don't feel like she's in a position to be experimenting with this whole reverse psychology, don't click play situation. Like, you actually need to come out and find a way to promote this record. You haven't conjured a hit from it. You may be having label, but I'm thinking there's got to be some behind the scenes stuff going on with the label. So that's probably what's happening with this. And so I hope she's okay. Some people in the industry, y'all need to check on her. Make sure that, she ain't having a moment, because I believe this album has like 12 tracks. The playlist is the full track playlist, the track list is on my website if you want to check it out. But yeah, so that's all I got on that. But I definitely want to hear from y'all. What do you guys think of this story? What do you think Ava Max is? What's going on with Miss Mamas? How you got an album coming out next week and you ain't promoting it? I was so busy today. Speaking of albums, there were so many records that came out. Kate Renata dropped a new album. Conan Gray dropped a new album. And Alison Goldfrapp dropped a new album. And I listened to all 3. Conan Gray's album gave me life. Shout out to him. He just produced, he had Dan Nigro, who, produced for, oh my God, what's her damn name? Olivia Rodrigo. Produced her stuff, produced for Chappell Roan. And I just love the fact that Dan Nigro produces music and it sounds so distinctly different when he works with other artists. So yeah, I love Conan Gray's new album. Loving, as I said, Kaytranada was giving Kaytranada. So, I mean, he experimented a little bit, but it was same old, same old. And Alison Goldfrapp. It was a good record. 10 tracks. Kind of felt like it went by pretty quickly, but I was just liking a lot of the production and her soft, melancholy, lush type vocals and how euphoric a lot of the music felt. But unfortunately, the way Ava Max's career is going, she's never going to experience those things. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.